Ladies and gentlemen and in-betweeners, on this episode, music is in the air on the Rocks radio show with country music artist and Rolling Stone favorite Brandon Stansell is here, and pop singer with a booty as popular as his singles, John Duff. With my guest co-host, buy one, get one free tonight, with Halloweenie founders Jason Duguay and Fred Arens, a.k.a. Frayson. How cute. And me, your favorite host, with the deepest voice. So raise a glass and let the drinks begin. Cheers.
A banquet, and most poor suckers are starving to death.
I'd like to propose a toast.
This is On the Rocks with Alexander, coming at you live, where I drink with your favorite celebrities as we talk about fashion, entertainment, pop culture, reality TV, and, well, that's about it. So pop a cork, lean back, and raise a glass to On the Rocks.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Lord have mercy. Buttons and bows and pantyhose on the Rocks podcast, a place where we're too glam to give a damn. Flip our hair. We don't care. So my big statement on Facebook this week, I feel very sorry for those that can't tell the difference between delivery and DiGiorno. Who the hell are you people, by the way? Every time that commercial comes on, you don't eat carbs. Nobody here eats carbs. Who am I talking to anyway?
We do.
Oh, please, bitch. Thank you to our sober listeners for tuning in. We love you, too. Thank you for holding our hair back and driving us home. But if you are drinking Equality Vodka, the official vodka of On the Rocks, 20% of every bottle sold helps fund nonprofits that work to secure equality for everyone. We're doing a big giveaway for the month of November, so stay tuned. Visit them at equalityvodka.com and on social media. Show them a little love. Kurt, hello to our engineer, Kurt. Is that your Halloween costume? Are you a lesbian today?
Yes, you know.
Fabulous. Do you have a pun for us?
Of course I have a pun for you.
Make it fast. We got a big show.
All right. When the new funeral parlor opened, the other undertakers faced stiff opposition or competition.
Kurt, we got to work on her delivery.
I'm sorry, you don't normally bring me on.
It was
early.
dead on arrival. Thank you. That's how you do it, Kurt. Okay. That's how you do it, just so you know. The show is brought to you by Straw Hut Media and Here TV. You can watch and listen to every one of our now. This is the 191st episode at OnTheRocksRadioshow.com for free. Hello to our listeners around the nation on iHeartRadio, Stitcher, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Roku. I'm excited to announce we are also on Pandora's new podcast platform. So check us out there and watch us on YouTube and Here TV. And of course, we are on the Facebook pages of Now Trending Now in San Diego, GED Magazine, and I Love LGBT platforms, and of course on the Rocks Radio Show Facebook and KLGBT.TV.
Wow, congratulations on all of that.
It's been a lot of work.
Especially your GED.
Yes. Oh! Welcome to the party. Kurt, don't encourage that kind of behavior so early in the show. Like us on Twitter and Instagram at On The Rocks On Air. Send me an email. Book me for a wedding, funeral, quinceañera, bris. I don't care. I will be there. Info at OnTheRocksRadioshow.com. We bring the show to you for free, so please give us a little love on social media. Thank you to Palm Springs Pride, by the way. I am your official first ever media grand marshal for this year's Palm Springs Pride, first weekend of November. Look for me at On The Rocks Radio Show as your MC on the Pride main stage for the headliners. The Pride Parade is Grand Marshal. I get a sash and a crown. Much more. I will be sharing the stage with TLC, Betty, and Christine W., among many others. The LE Party's kickoff pool party is at Hotel Zozo. Actual EDM and house music in Palm Springs for the full weekend. It's called Pool Fest, and you're going to want to be there. And also, proceeds go to the Desert AIDS Project. Also, I will be your host for the Pride kickoff event at 5:30 p.m. on Friday at Trina Turk Designs with Bravo TV's Craig Ramsey and Brandon Liberati. And as your first officer for GED Magazine's pool party at Via Hotel on Saturday, November 2nd during Pride, go to GEDmagazine.com to book your tickets. Let me introduce my co-host for tonight, helping me keep things together because they're so good at organizing. Commonly known as Frayson, Los Angeles power couple Fred Arens and Jason Duguay are gearing up for the spookiest, most thrilling Halloweenie yet. This Friday at the Belasco, downtown Los Angeles, prominent leaders in the LGBT community, Fred and Jason, began this Halloween staple 14 years ago as a house party to raise money for the Young Professional Council at the Los Angeles LGBT Center and celebrate their favorite holiday of the year. It's not Valentine's Day?
I mean,
oh, you guys are so cute. It makes me sick.
We're kinky like that.
They decided that this party would be the perfect launch event at their home. They made the first invitations by hand, and tickets were free. I remember volunteering for that. I was a volunteer for the very first ever at your house.
You were.
I volunteered for the
That's
setup.
how old you are.
You're the OG.
I was an intern, but I didn't volunteer for the cleanup because there was no way, because I caused most of the mess, so I know what the cleanup was. They had no idea what a success it would be. Next year's party doubled in size with 400 guests, and they raised over $10,000. Currently, their party is now an iconic Halloween event with thousands of guests every year that includes celebrities and people that think that they're celebrities because of Instagram. Proceeds still go back to the community. All ticket sales benefit the Gay Men's Chorus of Los Angeles youth education program, thanks to this party with a purpose. And you guys have literally raised millions. Like, it's not just like, a few thousand, like over the course of your time.
Yeah.
It's been a chunk of change.
It's a lot of years, so, it's going to add up.
That's more than I'm like.
We don't like to brag.
Yeah, I'm like,
no joking.
Can I write off this $5 donation? Girl Scouts.
No, we're very proud. We're very proud of everything that we've accomplished with this party, and just to think that
No, we're thankful to the community for supporting it, coming year after year, and just knowing that they're doing something good with buying a ticket. So they're having fun and giving back to the community. So.
And it's literally such a great time, and it's all inclusive. It's not like people think, you have to have only muscles and wear your underwear, even though that helps. Everybody is welcome, and every type of celebrity goes. And I saw the guest list for this year. It's pretty hefty.
A little American Horror Story action happening.
Yeah. I have a few things to talk about this season, by the way, 1984.
God.
But they emphasize it's not our party, it is rather for the community, a place where everyone is welcome. You can be whatever you want for the night, a lion, a tiger, or a bear. Oh, my. Please welcome back to the show, Fred and Jason.
Thank you. We love you.
So on.
Thank you for having us.
You guys never age, by the way. Like, I look back at all the pictures because I was like, I can't believe it's really been 14 years. And I look back at all the pictures, and I've seen my costumes get a little bit bigger every year. But you guys do not age. It's scary. Have you guys sold your soul to the devil?
We absolutely do.
We just put a post recently on Facebook where we put the last 14 years of costumes in a
each year what we were. Yeah,
we've captured a few of those, by the way. Yeah.
Age has definitely.
It was so much fun grabbing those pictures. At the same time, I was like in tears. Like,
oh yeah, you guys are hideous.
Stop. Insane.
No, but seriously, you can see it. Anyways.
But this year's theme is Raise a Little Hell. Is it because of our current social and political climate?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, for the years, we've always made it like this fun, happy, cute, sexy, fun, all those things. And
it's usually lighthearted.
Yeah, lighthearted, playful and all that. But this year, we're like, you know what? Everybody's kind of just pissed off at everything. And why not give it, we can celebrate still and just acknowledge the fact that we're living in hell. And we want to celebrate that. So
and I
celebrate the fact that we acknowledge that, and then let's just have fun.
And like you said, if you're going to be angry, at least raise money and
right.
Wait, is that you guys as the devils up here?
No. That's some other. No, but the other pictures are definitely them. You can tell by.
By the youthfulness of them.
Yes. And the nipple arrangement. I didn't know Keanu Reeves had a third nipple. But how do you guys come up with each theme? Because it does literally get better year after year, and it's so inventive. After 14 years, I would just say Halloweenie. Like that's, but is there a committee now? Because it's really gotten huge.
I mean, I go ahead.
I don't want to brag, but it's kind of me.
No.
I love that.
Definitely.
It is. It is like, I don't know what it is. I just love thinking of themes, and I love like I'm all ready for next year. Like I have 3 kind of playing out in my mind, and Fred's a great soundboard for me, and look, the muscle of this party is all Fred. There's no doubt. He does all the heavy lifting.
We will all see this Friday at the Belasco, his muscle.
No, it's true. But he really does. He does all the work, and I'm lucky enough to just sit here and I think of cute sayings and cute ideas.
That's not true. You do a lot more than that.
But I do. I love thinking of themes. And
but also what he does is he has this way of understanding what's going on in the world.
Yep.
So he accesses that, and then he thinks about how to make it cute and fun and playful, and that's what we've done for the last 13 years. And this year he's like, you know what? All we've done, all we listen to is all the radio shows when we go home. We listen to what MSNBC and even Fox News to see what they say.
Alex on the rocks.
Yeah, Alex, of course.
Yeah,
and we're like, you know what? This is the time to just really we're all just kind of frustrated. Let's just be frustrated together and have fun.
And to be honest, I think what my skill set is some of you know, I'm a school teacher, right?
Yes.
So I work for the last 14 years as a middle school teacher. And I spend hours on the weekend trying to hone my lesson plans, and I'm always like, how can I capture their attention? How can I,
And
keep
that's
things
a
going?
tough age group, by the way.
Oh my
And
God.
so-
They're getting meaner younger.
But honestly, it's not much different than that. It's like, how do I try to make this look enjoyable? So I try to cross those streams, and I think it's helped.
Oh,
Honestly.
absolutely.
It seems,
100%.
I know, I'm sure it sounds weird, but in my mind,
No, it sounds amazing, and this is why the parties are so successful. And so we're talking about working as a couple. Is there any fighting? Because we know when you put together an event, there's things that don't go right. There's hours and hours that are put in overtime. There has to be some
I mean, it's
not
normal.
fighting, but like bad
No,
moves.
it's
There's pillow talk that-
There's a lot of there's that.
well,
Work.
Or not.
And here's a
They
recording
said
of
they were
last night.
kinky.
No, I mean, there's definitely tension. I mean, there's you're producing something for gays that are so demanding and
Yes, we
and
are.
often fickle, and sometimes so there's a lot of pressure. So we're thinking, he's coming up with concepts and ideas and taglines and whatever, and I'm like trying to execute these things, and we have a committee of over 100 people. Volunteers are just nobody gets paid.
Yeah.
We definitely pay certain situations where we have to fly people in or whatever, but for the most part, everybody gives of themselves, and that puts a lot of pressure to create like the high holiday for the homos, like Halloween in LA.
Jessica Lange
and
said it best in The Politician.
Absolutely.
Gays
Oh,
only
yeah,
care
it's
about
awesome.
okay.
So anyway, so that's going to definitely trickle down to us. But I'm so blessed to have somebody who's Canadian, who's so patient.
So they're
who's
peaceful.
No. So it's
Naturally.
so he just listens to me vent and we just move forward and we
but
just
it's
go on.
stressful. It is stressful because we have full-time jobs.
Yeah,
And we work
on
all day
top of
long,
all
and
that.
we get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. We're out of the house by 6 to head to work. I don't get back home till 7 o'clock with him, after the gym, say, and then our Halloweenie work starts, and meanwhile people are texting and messaging all
throughout
day
the day,
long, and there's
So it's like we're catching up, and anyways, it's all good, it's all fun. People have families, people have children, people have all these things, and this is our baby.
we're not complaining.
Yeah, we're not complaining. This is our baby, and this is.
I love
for
this
the
baby
last
more
15
than children. I
Yeah,
cannot
and
stand
it's
children.
easy. It's like we can shut it off, and we watch TV, have our glasses of wine, and we're good. So
we'll start in February, really planning it and booking things because you got to get venues way ahead of time and all that kind of stuff. It's really just a lot of work during this
it's like the
time.
2 months leading up to it. That's the heavy lifting. But again, we have amazing sponsors that make it easy for us. We
And
have
team.
amazing volunteers. We have an executive producer. We have a production designer that they do incredible
Everything.
work, and so it's all and it's collaborative. So we start in the beginning of the year. We have little chats about the concepts of what we're thinking, and then the marketing team starts working, and because they're so excited about it, oh my god, how can we make another naked guy look sexy again? In a
We're
different
still
way.
working. We're
I have
still
a few
working.
ideas. I have some notes.
Literally the party's in 3 days, and we just literally were working today to send messages to Adam Lambert and Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
How messed
Yeah.
up is that? We're
Yeah.
days away, and we're still pushing.
Miley needs to come, and she needs to throw a little.
Yeah.
Well,
I
Son,
have a
you don't have to
question.
raise your hand,
I
you
have
can blurt it
I know,
out
but I
now.
have a question.
Yeah.
So, did you have Halloween in Canada? I don't know. I'm not.
of course.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No,
You
I
do.
shouldn't say of course.
They
Yes.
don't have it in Australia, and I
Right.
went there on Halloween.
And that's why Australians come to our party.
Well, no, and they turn
do.
up now
They,
for
they
Halloween.
come-
We found
They
out today
fly.
at the gym.
Yeah.
At the gym
Yeah.
today, someone came up to us and said, I see our friend over
Yeah.
there. He just flew in from
He
Australia
just-
for your party.
for
I'm like,
Halloween.
shut
And you're
up.
like,
And
nice, very nice.
And I've been to your party, and it's fabulous. I went the spaceship year,
Thank
the
you.
Yep.
galactic.
under the actual shuttle, you guys.
And he
It was
actually made it under
unbelievable.
there.
I was Hello Kitty, but I didn't really do the theme, but I was happy to
Oh, I
be-
remember you, but I hadn't met you yet.
Did you?
Yes. That was one of the most fun parties I've ever been to
Thank
in
you.
my entire life.
Yeah, you guys, that was so good. There I am, Hello Kitty.
Oh,
Thank
I
you.
remember. Because, yes. His kitty was purring that
It was
night.
the stretch. It was the stretch.
And the Gay Men's
Meow.
Chorus, because you guys raised a lot of money for the Los Angeles LGBT Center, but now the Gay Men's Chorus comes in, and we know music is so powerful. Obviously, we're celebrating music tonight, which is
Can't
why
wait.
I paired you guys together.
Thank you.
Music can literally help shape youth life. It can help them express themselves. It can help, the biggest
Hearts and
person that
minds.
feels like they don't belong can make them a star. Music is so powerful. And you guys are raising money for the youth program, which is so great.
Thank you. Yeah, and they, for the last 12, 15 years or so, have this program where not all the members at one time, because it's a volunteer kind of situation of the members that show up, but throughout all LA County high schools and middle schools, we will go and do orientations and present to them, do concerts for them. We actually even
conduct workshops.
And in some cases we actually teach their music classes. Yeah. And there's some schools in LA that don't even have a music program, and then our guys will come in.
Yep.
And
this year, I'm sorry.
No,
this year on that.
You guys are so cute together.
No, this year on that, which is so amazing to me, they're going into now they're serving incarcerated youth. They're going into jails, juvenile detention centers, and they're teaching music classes. They're teaching, sensitivity skills. They're non-bullying classes. These workshops anyways.
No, it sucks more than being in an incarcerated youth center, being gay and being in an incarcerated youth center, and teaching the acceptance to the people that are in there. Because that's when you need
to talk about what you're going through.
The first time I ever got arrested, I was wearing a Britney Spears tank top, and I have to be honest.
The first time?
Being in jail that night was so embarrassing because I was like, I'm the worst person here.
His mugshot has a single.
My mugshot was, I made them retake it.
It's the wrong side.
And I might be on the Disney Channel one day.
This is my left side. This is my best side.
Straight up. Hold on. Very
He's
in
doing
the zone.
Mickey side.
No, in the zone Britney Spears cover. You know what I'm saying? Just.
And Brandon's like, what the hell am I doing here? But you actually sing with the chorus.
We have, for a few
both
years.
Both of you sang.
For 6 years.
We were both singing members, and then we joined the board of directors, and we still remain on the board of directors. It just takes a lot of work. And
there's a lot of
rehearsal every week, 4 hours at night.
If you guys have never been to a Gay Men's Chorus show, it is a show beyond a show.
They're incredible.
It's amazing, and the vocal prowess of everybody. But you don't have to be like Celine Dion to be part of the group. Like
you have to be like Luther Vandross.
There are 3 shows that they do throughout the year.
Or Kelly Rowland.
I like all the shows, but really, like their Christmas show. Like I always say,
their holiday show is.
If you're in New York, you're going to go see the Rockettes. If you're in Los Angeles, you have to come see the Gay Men's Chorus. It's just the show.
You do.
It is.
You go in Jewish, you come out Christian. It's amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you guys had to do a song at karaoke, because you guys sing, which
Jason's
song?
King of karaoke over here.
I love karaoke.
What would your karaoke song be?
It's been a while.
A variety, I think. Yeah, it's been a while, but
like the go-to, like when you're
Harry Connick Jr. is my.
That's his register.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Standard King.
Yeah. Like which song?
It had to be you, of course. Johnny Cash. The bass comes out,
and all this time I thought you were the bottom. Okay, the worst Halloween costume you guys had as kids. We all had that one costume that we're like, oh my god, that was the worst costume I've ever done in my life.
Yes.
I mean, I think it was like kind of a joke where my sisters dressed me up like in drag in a blonde wig.
Oh, your sisters knew.
Yeah. And
it's like, we need Sarah Jessica Parker in our Hocus Pocus trio.
And I'm like, and my mom was looking at me like, what is going on over there? I'm like, this is not really happening. And I was not into it. Like I was definitely not one of those gays. That was probably the worst.
Oh, look at my Harry.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
If
the sisters chose him to be the Sarah Jessica Parker, they must have been real luck because any girl in high school wants to be the hot one.
Jason.
No, you're not really doing this.
Yeah. We're gonna give you a little reboot.
No.
Yeah, we are.
You can do it, man.
It had to be you. It had to be you.
Yours.
I wandered around and finally found the somebody who could make me be true, could make me be blue, or even be glad just to be sad thinking of you.
Hey.
There we go.
Wow.
There we go. Yeah.
Usually I would have like at least 7 or 8 drinks in me before I would even.
That will happen.
Then let's go to karaoke sometime.
Yeah,
that sounds like a good night to me.
He's so good. He's so good.
Oh, girl. I love that. I love you guys. So we're going to do a little, I'm going to officially introduce our guest for today, but...
oh, shit, I'm so sorry. I've been talking so much.
Here's what's going to happen. Equality Vodka has also started a line of candles based on their product because not everybody drinks, but everybody loves to smell good things. And, John, they brought this candle. It's called Rich...
Bitch.
AF.
Oh. Am I allowed to say any word? Am I allowed to say words?
Yes, yes, you can, because it's iHeartRadio. They don't care.
Okay.
So one of you will be winning these candles. You guys are one entry, just so you know. One of you guys will be taking this candle home. Ooh, right? It's wonderful. So you don't have to be a drinker, because we're giving away candle baskets during the month of November for Equality Vodka. But the way you guys have to win it is we're going to do a little
Drinking
Halloween trivia. Kurt, can you give us a little sound effect?
It's a werewolf.
So every time we hear that, we're going to do a little...
I thought it was a question.
No. Questions are going to get a little harder, John.
I came to win, Freddie. Don't be scared. I came to win.
John,
I could feel it.
You were disruptive as a kid, weren't you?
Horrible.
Yes, I heard.
But that's how I knew. That's how I let people know I was paying attention.
Right. Oh, girl, you can't play the show while we're on the show.
I need to turn it off.
It's like Inception. I'm so fabulous. I need to be fabulous in my
How did you hear
fabulosity.
that?
And meanwhile, look at me. I'm texting. I have students texting me about homework. Isn't that insane?
Let's call them right now. Do you have a phone number that we can call them?
Not a chance in hell, no. Seriously.
Okay, but real fast before we have to go to break, we're going to do our first round of Halloween trivia. Whoever gets the most questions right gets to walk home with the rich
Kids can win.
AF.
Okay.
Candy corn was originally called A, chicken feed, 2, scary gum, 3, witch teeth. Oh, you only get 3 choices.
3.
Witch teeth?
I would go 3 too.
Me too. Yeah, 3.
Chicken feet.
You win.
Yes, word.
Chicken feed. Okay, so 1 for Fred and Jason.
No, Jason.
Okay, fine. You get the candle. I've heard how tense it could be at home.
Oh my god. No.
I'm not competitive at all.
Michael Myers' mask in Halloween was actually a cheap mask of A, David Hasselhoff, B, William Shatner, C, Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds.
What's that? A. William Shatner.
No, that was B.
This is B. So,
Okay,
so
yeah.
Shatner?
Shatner.
Shatner.
Okay, it was Shatner.
No.
Okay, and
devil.
wait. Do you know how they say that it looks like Mariah Carey now? And
I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it.
Makes me so mad, though.
No.
That's mean.
No, you're right, because the mask is more
God.
animated than she is.
That's
I'm not going home with this
Oh.
candle.
I want it.
Neither are you.
John's gonna love it. Okay, pumpkins entered into the American Halloween celebration by which immigrant group? A, the Italians, B, the Chinese, C, the Irish.
The Irish.
Irish, orange.
Yeah, Irish.
What's my other option?
Well, you guys are one team, so you guys have
Italians
to...
or...
No, you get one answer
I mean,
over
by
there.
the way, I won that last one. Not you. Me.
You have Italians, Chinese, or Irish.
I'll go Chinese.
Okay.
Wait, this
You
isn't
guys
fair
are wrong.
because if they choose different ansers
You're right.
than each other,
We'll do
then
a
they have a better
tiebreaker.
chance
No,
of
they have
winning,
to
and there's only 3
consolidate.
options.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'm just like saying.
I'll put the candle on my side of the bed, though.
Well, but
Did we get a point?
girl, that's a rotating bed. Yes, you got
We
a
got
point.
a point. Oh, word.
It's the Irish. The Irish. He's giving you.
I've got 2, right?
I
William
said
Shatner
it.
and
So
the-
you
I
guys
said
are
Irish.
tied,
And I'm on
and
the board.
I
you're catching
said
up.
Irish.
No, girl.
The
You're
Irish.
trumped.
The Irish
Does
brought the
this cancel?
pumpkins. The Irish brought the pumpkins as a Halloween celebration because they were easier to carve than potatoes. Because the potatoes was their cultural food, but pumpkins were much easier to carve. So there we go. So we're going to hear this a couple of times during the show, and we have more Halloween trivia. So you can take home this candle. #RichAF, which is rich. Let me formally introduce our guest for today. Music is in the air, like I said. John Duff is a singer, songwriter, director, actor, dancer, choreographer, personality, and social media influencer.
Done a lot.
You have.
And they forgot the gay part.
And super gay. No. Upon receiving a BFA in musical theater from Syracuse University, he moved to New York City to begin a successful career in commercials, film, and theater acting. He has worked regionally, internationally, and off-Broadway, originating roles in successful musicals and some fun parodies, by the way, which we got pictures. There's you in Full House.
Do you see Dustin Diamond and Perez Hilton? in that?
Yeah. Well, what else were they going to do? Okay.
Nothing.
Nothing. John's film debut, I'm really proud to announce, Cubby, premieres in theaters this November. It's already played at film festivals. It's getting huge accolades with Patricia Richardson, of course, that we know from Home Improvement. Watch the trailer on YouTube. It's a great kind of coming of age of sorts about a gay man and a young boy that he's babysitting.
Well,
and
no,
you're
they're
like-
calling it the first gay slacker film, right? And if I've seen it a couple times now, so I'm like, the young boy represents something, and
Yep.
he's a mess, and then his older, there's like a leather daddy figure that's like
That's in
his
his
fantasy
head.
of
Like
what a
Peter
man is,
Berlin.
of what a man is.
Yeah.
And I'm his bitchy roommates. Are we surprised?
Really?
But you guys have to watch the trailer.
They wrote it around me.
Watch the trailer because the first time we see John, he's like in a face mask. He's like, really?
Is that what you're doing?
I love that. John is the sole writer and creative director of all of his musical endeavors, starting with his 2018 track, which went viral, called Girly. With love, humor, and a little sex appeal, but a lot of sex appeal, his only intention is to bring joy to all and make music the world will love. Most recently, he released Rich, which was his follow-up to Girly. It's everything you want and more. Please welcome back to On the Rocks, John Duff. Woo!
Thank you. It's my Mariah Carey. Thank you.
William Shatner. Also joining us for his first time ever, Brandon Stansell. Country music seems to be swinging open its doors to some of the most unlikely of country artists. Enter Brandon Stansell. Hey, girl. When CMT premiered the video for Brandon's first single, Hometown, in November 2018, he instantly became what Rolling Stone called living history. The premiere of this video, addressing LGBTQ themes, is a first for the home of country music videos. The video then went on to be named Rolling Stone's Top 10 Country Music Videos of 2018. And we know country music, and I've been to country music concerts, by the way, not always known for being inclusive to LGBTQ artists, but rising musician Brandon Stansell is redefining the genre, one soulful song at a time, according to Billboard, by the way.
Word.
He has a bold new voice in the genre, as comfortable making you tap your foot as shed a tear, and that is true. Singer-songwriter with something to say and a voice to remember. Please welcome, for his first time, Brandon Stansell.
Well, hi. What a mouthful.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah?
that's what your fans have
Really?
said. No.
Good to know.
We're being gentlemen here. So I have to tell you, so I did Vakaya Cruises, and both you gentlemen were major personalities on the cruise because we had no Wi-Fi. So I could only listen to what I had downloaded, and on a repeat was John Duff's Girly.
Oh.
And, of course, Brandon, your last video was playing in all of the rooms.
Yeah,
it
and
got
you
me
don't know
pumped.
how much I had to pay to get them to do that. It was crazy.
I didn't pay anything. I did it all by hand.
Yeah, Mother Nature's credit card.
My God, girl. We are celebrating music, and like, you know, Gay Men's Chorus, doing some work in the community. You guys are doing work in the community too. There has to be that moment where you have to decide, and I know, John, people told you, hey, you need to be more masculine. No, that's literally true. They told me to be more masculine.
The first thing they told me was in third grade. They told me I was gay, and then later in life they
They
told
knew
me you
before
gotta
you.
chill. Yeah. Yes. Perez Hilton told me that he said, "Well, you're not going to make it because of girl." Well, he said a couple things. My hairline, my whatever, girl. Gee.
Because he's made it.
Well, I fixed my hairline, so shout out to everybody and Dr. Tim Nevin. I love you so much.
Now he needs to fix his career. But but for both of you guys, there is that moment where you kind of jump off the cliff and you're like, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to release a video into the country music world. We're going to come out with a song called Girly and literally put it in your face that there's this duality. What was that defining moment where you're like, you know what, I'm going to do this regardless of how limiting it might be?
Do you want to go first?
Sure. Well, you know, I have this. I have a weird story, very different than the other kind of queer artists that are in country music, and that is, you know, a lot of artists had careers and then came out later after they had kind of established themselves.
We're seeing that in sports too. We have a lot of sports people coming out now.
I came out and didn't actually start writing music until I, you know, had been out for a while. So when I started writing music, it wasn't anything that I was, you know, contemplating on not being authentic to who I was. Because I think that once you kind of like figure out who you are as a queer person, there's really nothing that would make you kind of turn around and go back the other way. So I was always really proud of who I was, and I wanted to write about that. And country music is, you know, basically storytelling at its best, I think. And
every kind of story you could ever want to hear is in country music.
Right, but the genre has forever been missing queer stories, and that was something I was very passionate about bringing to the genre. So,
but it is dangerous, such as being a teacher, being an open teacher. okay, maybe I'm limiting myself to like charter schools or something where it's a little bit more open. And John, I mean, it is a definite choice. Just like any actor saying, could I be an A-list? We still don't have an A-list actor that is open. As much as we support, name me one A-list actor.
No, it's not A-list.
Right.
I'm losing my. What was his
No.
I think if it takes us this long,
name? Yeah.
That's exactly right. So it is limiting to a point that it has to be on your mind as an artist when you hit.
Look, I feel in the world of education, it's not going to ever happen. And this is my crusade, I think, in terms of, oh, God, this is going to get deep for me. But, like, it's not going to happen until it hits the history books. Until kids open up the history books and start seeing role models that are LGBTQ oriented in the books, that they will expect to see them when they turn on their television or their YouTube now or whatever it is. Like, it has to start there. And I know California passed a law recently where, you know, there has to be a certain percentage of gay content in the books. But it's so, I mean, it's a start. But
It's a start.
It's going to take a while.
We have to always, I mean, I think we're in like a really hot and temperamental time period, and we have to be grateful for the start. And we can't ask for, we have to look at history and realize history is always repeating itself. And we're in a period where where the doors are opening for us, but I don't want to say this in the wrong way because I don't want to get slaughtered, but
This is on the rocks. There's no wrong
I don't
way.
really care, actually. Like, slaughter me all you want. The truth is, like, we have to be grateful for every little bit that we receive.
Mm-hmm.
And I had teachers in school that were definitely gay. And looking back at my yearbook the other day, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realize, but he was really, you know, going for it. It probably off the books, you know. But it's great now that you're out as an out teacher.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's like the coolest thing
but
ever.
That took me a while. That took me.
But these little things are what's going to change the long run, because this generation is what's going to really change. Because apparently they don't even like Instagram. They're like they're over it.
Yeah.
We all like it, so they think it's played out. They want to be like
What's the next thing then?
a phone, not a smartphone. They're going to be into connection again. I guarantee it. It's going to happen.
That's where we met. Connection.
Everything is going
Oh, no. Oh, Connection. Oh, I thought you were talking about
What's
the website.
that? What's Connexion?
There was a website called Connection.
What the heck?
With an X.
Yes.
Nuh-uh.
Yes. Yeah,
How
yeah,
many
yeah.
X's? One?
This is back in the day.
Wait,
Way
what
back.
year? Can you tell me more?
2000. Yeah, 2000. Yeah.
2004.
Yeah. Well, that's when it started. Yeah.
Tell
It
me
was,
more.
it was like the gay Friendster.
It was.
And you guys were like,
Connexion.
and you were messaging, and you were like, were you scared to like show a
Sup.
picture of yourself?
Sup.
Because that was like the masculine, like,
No, we didn't say
What
sup.
up?
No, sub came later. No, this was like instead of
Our first date was at the Griddle
Yeah.
at 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I
Saturday.
love that. See, that's the date that you guys need to start having, is like real dates, how you look in the morning, eating real food. Like, that's how you discover who
That was
people
the
are.
date. They didn't tell you when they met the night before.
No, that was
No,
just kidding.
no. It was we.
I've
met,
had a
yeah.
couple first dates at the Griddle.
because it was like ending the night.
It was the stuff.
But no, can you put your name on my phone? So that's what you do when you don't remember their name.
Riddle?
No, like if you.
Yeah,
If,
after
okay,
hours.
I'm saying if you slept with someone you don't remember their name, you give them your phone and you're like, "Hey, just enter yourself."
Can you text yourself?
Yes, exactly.
We're learning so much, but let's talk about this idea of masculinity, because it's
sorry.
it's a hot button. Masculinity in your art. You've literally played with these themes in Girly. We talked about you being instructed, if you want to be successful, how to do this. And Brandon, your genre of music, country music men, we know what the idea is. It's flannel shirts, it's jeans, and it's guys that are masculine. It's a big theme in your art. How do you play with that duality of what's expected?
I mean, for me, I honestly I haven't given it much thought, because I really just kind of have tried to do my own thing, and whether that I don't know if people look at me and think masculine or not, or somewhere in the middle. I do understand that there is that that is kind of the way that country music is, but I've never been afraid to not be that, or be a different version of that. I don't know. I just think that, especially in that genre, we're moving into a space where more people are welcome. For the very first time in a long time, we see people of color singing, and being welcomed into country music. Kane Brown had a #1 album this past year. We had also people of color having #1 hits for the
Darius
first time.
Rucker was like years ago.
And now country music is opening its arms back up to women. So hi.
Where's Gretchen Wilson, by the way?
No, but I don't know how you feel. Like, Steve Grant is a good friend of ours.
Yes.
And Ty Herden, we were associated with a little bit.
They perform together
and
very often.
We never met Billy Gilman, but I know, like, you probably,
Yeah, I mean,
stand on his shoulders and stuff like that, but...
I always tell people that you can fit all the gay country singers into a small boat.
The
There's
open gay.
Billy Gilman is gay?
But
then, like, I look like shows at, like, The Voice, and, you get people like Blake, who clearly there's gay contestants on the show, and he'll welcome them on his team. Like, I feel like it's starting.
Oh yeah, I mean, so I think that people always assume that I would have a really rocky road ahead of me, but the truth is that I have really had nothing but nice things said to me and about me, on my path.
I mean, I want to believe that country music. I mean, I was introduced. I obviously listened to a few songs here and there before Jason, but Jason really, really submerged me into the whole thing. I mean, I want to believe, and this may be my naive bubble moment, whatever, that the songs that they put together, these beautiful like moments of like telling a story of like strife or whatever, love, they have to. They're so connected to their hearts. They have to believe that love is love, no matter what configuration. And like Jason said, Blake brings it out. I see it in The Voice, and I'm sure another.
Your favorite Blake song? Do you know "Hey"?
Hey, hey.
No.
Oh, come on, you know "Hey."
No, I don't.
But so basically, it's the word "hey," but he plays with the word "hey," H-A-Y, but also H-E-Y-Y-Y-Y. It's all "hey."
But he has a great line.
But it's a
there.
moment, yeah. And anyways, he gets it. I mean, and
he's been hanging out with Kelly Clarkson too.
Well, I think
because he's talking about "hey" and he goes "hey." And that's okay.
Yeah,
like, he's like, if that's your hey, it's okay. And I was like, it's just.
But
and you've got a lot of like allies in country music that are, adding those kind of lyrics to their songs and making themselves known as allied to the queer community. Have Casey Musgraves putting a song out like "Follow Your Arrow." You
2013.
You have Luke Bryan putting out a song called "Some People Are Good," where he definitely makes a call out to loving who you love, and that's great.
Rainbow.
I mean, you have a lot in that country space. So I think it's taking not only queer artists but also supportive allies to kind of turn the tide, but I think it's happening.
Yeah, I mean,
This is great news, but I also want to talk about the reality of what's happening because it's all
Syria?
Entertainment. No. Wow, Sass. Calm it down. But there's stuff that we are doing now because like Hollywood says that we should be doing. It's what entertainment. There's also the reality of what's even in the LGBT community. We're supposed to be more body positive. We're supposed to be more racially diverse. Is it really happening on the actual level?
I mean,
let's just be honest here.
To quote Jordan Sparks, one step at a time.
Yeah,
okay,
I mean,
because we see it mainstream and then it trickles down. Okay.
I look at performers like Dexter Mayfield, right?
Dexter Mayfield.
Yeah, Mayfield.
Dexter was in my Girly video, and he choreographed it too. So
and I love him.
He was just in Taylor's video. He was in Lizzo's video. And Lizzo's
I did
performance.
it first. No, just kidding.
No, he was actually with Steve Grant like 5 years ago. He
did a video.
He's in a video.
So, I just got rocked.
No. Meaning like but anyways, these moments have been opened. These situations. Yeah.
No. It's one person. I get it.
This is just our world. This is what we know.
Yeah.
But.
All right, we have to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to take a little peek at John Duff's Girly and how he got a little girly. Also, Brandon Stansell's performing live, by the way, on tonight's show. All right, when we come back, we're going to take a little selfie you can see at On the Rocks on air. All right, so let's all pose for a selfie. You guys will have to get in.
Ready? Where are you?
Okay, there we go. Okay, and we're back. All right, so let's take a little video of an actual comment to society, John Duff's Girly, that went viral, that put him on the map.
Oh, I gotta put my glasses on now.
Pump on
bench 2 plates, trying to look swole. It's a big day, counting down till Friday, the first day. I can get a little girly, only get girly on the weekend. So I'm out till late, up till early. Oh, just feeling myself. Oh, I feel worldly. A little birdie told me, get dirty, show me what you do when you're alone. Dance like no one's home, and we say, hey, hater, why don't you go and hate on it? I already know.
You might say Adrian Ochondo.
See what you wanna see.
Who the fuck is Adrian?
I'm just kidding. Doing what I want. I wanna get girly. Let's get girly. Flip our head. We don't care. Let's get. Oh, I want that body back. Let's get girl. Flip our head. We don't care.
All right, you guys have to check to the full video of Girly.
And they haven't seen it, so I go into Madonna, I do Britney, I do Christina, I do Beyonce.
So cool.
I have a fight scene with Bianca Del Rio. It's really a gay extravaganza.
It's a story. And John, I got this email from a few entertainers in a few different ways. You have a lot of support in the LGBT community in terms of other talent, from LGBT personalities appearing in your work to direction to dancers and people wanting to support you.
Yeah.
You know, we've heard in social media somebody might not be that kind or that inclusive to people on their projects.
Just ask me. Name names. Let's go.
No. But it's like the question is, some of them can be real bitches in the LGBT community. How did you establish these relationships to get this support?
I think, and I said it to these guys when we were in the waiting room, Freddie and Jason themselves of Halloweenie. Please go to Halloweenie this weekend. I'm here, baby, to plug you. As long as
you got your ticket, okay?
As long as you plug me later. No, I'm in New York this week for my premiere.
This is a family show.
Oh, just because your mom's here doesn't make it a family show.
Incest doesn't make it better.
Oh my
Maybe
God.
in some cases, like for me, like my uncle was so hot. I'm just kidding. Here's the deal. I don't know. I genuinely don't know how my life has worked, that I have walked. I gotta be honest. Drinking. I was drinking in a bar and I met Bianca Del Rio, and I'm drinking in a bar and I meet so and so, and I'm drinking and I'm drinking and I'm drinking, and I never stopped drinking, and as long as
the
you don't
lesson out of all of this, really,
get fucked
drinking.
But there's a lot of people that make promises when they get drunk. It's like, oh, call my office tomorrow. We'll set up a meeting, and I want you in my next movie. And then,
no, you have to go home with them. No, I'm just kidding.
Girl, actually, in my bed, I'm not going home with anybody.
I'm kidding. No, I told them in the waiting room. I'm like, they were like, oh, so you're a bitch, huh? And I was like, I present the worst up front, and then it gets better, and then but it's honest. I don't know what I can say other than I truly give myself to everyone, and I care.
I just think also an element that you have is that you're just very honest. Like,
yes,
what you see is what you get.
Absolutely.
Literally. You share a lot on Instagram and social media.
A lot. You should go to it.
Hashtag too much.
But it's no. But
swipe up.
By the Spice Girls. Too much. By the Spice Girls. Not too much. I actually have something to say.
No. Wait. Let me finish this though, because you also share some of the downtimes too. You're like, I'm not feeling body positive. Like, there's things that are happening.
I'm going through it right now. I'm 10 pounds heavier than I was like when I filmed the Girly
10
video.
pounds? Girl.
But it's not.
Call me 10 years ago.
But my measurements aren't that different. I'm just becoming a man, and my things are bulking, and I'm realizing like I don't feel as beautiful now as I did then. And was it that I felt beautiful then, or that I had a lot of validation then? And what I was talking to a healer about yesterday was, maybe I'm not allowing people to validate the current body that I have, because I'm thinking they liked that one, they're not going to like this one. Does that make sense?
No, totally.
It does, but it's a tough call as an artist, how much to share, and for your brand. And in terms
but look at Cardi B, and can you really say that she's doing it wrong? I look up to her a lot for the fact that she's just like, I'm going to tell you what's going on today. But what he said about too much, which I know he was totally joking, but like there is a thing in our culture where we really like pat people on the back when they feel like they're not enough. But there are a bunch of us out there, and Alex, I'm sure you've felt this way before, where you're too much. You're too much for other people. You're too much for this. You're too much. And we all start to believe we're too much to be loved. And that's not true. And that's why I'll continue to show up and be so fucking sexy and too much at the same time. But that's why I get also insecure about my body, because I'm like, am I sexy enough to be doing this?
But sexy to whose expectations?
I don't know.
Also, I got hate shamed this week on social media. Don't come after me for body issues, because my friends and celebrities will come after you, as they had to deactivate their Facebook, their Twitter, everything. Sorry about it. But let's talk about storytelling, because Brandon, we're gonna watch a little bit of Hometown.
Oh boy!
Just like John told his story in a certain way, you also told a story, and it's kind of telling the same story about the strength and self acceptance. And I want to take a little peek at of what Rolling Stone called one of the top 10 2018 country music videos.
You want to go out
It's
there
on the
and
screen.
be just ashamed of who you are,
No, don't
what you
say
do.
that.
That's a choice. And you need to go.
I don't want to go.
You need to go. You need to go. Now, get out!
It's been a while since I've seen you with your one red light and Baptist steeple. The people here are hard to face, the memories harder to erase. Of all the things that make up what was home, it's funny how they make me feel alone. But I can't change it, and that's okay, 'cause I've learned to let it go. It's out of my control. It might sound crazy, but I should say thank you, 'cause now I finally know who I really am. And I'm made from my hometown. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's hard to talk.
All right, so you guys have to watch the full
Bravo.
video.
Oh my God.
And in a circle of events, he went back to perform a sold-out acoustic concert, a couple of concerts, in his actual hometown.
Yeah,
This
it was
last month,
It
right?
was a couple weeks ago.
And that's the work. I mean, going back to your hometown, that's the work. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean that show was pretty tough for me. I mean, it was great because I saw a lot of people that I grew up with, but I'm still pretty estranged from my family, and we invited them to come, and most of them didn't. But my mother was there, sitting in the front row, and she was the only one that
That's all you
came.
need.
And I think hearing her, hearing me sing that song to her.
How long did that song take to write?
How long did it take to write?
Yeah.
Probably we were in a session for a couple hours, but it's just like when it's your story, it's pretty easy to write. But yeah, it was a, the show was a part of a documentary I'm working on with Out TV that comes out in February. It's actually the documentary's called 3 Chords and a Lie.
I love that.
Which is based
nice.
off the Harlan Howard quote that is kind of the quintessential country music mantra, 3 chords
Yeah.
and the truth. Hometown is kind of my coming out story, so it plays a big part in the documentary, and it's the show was a part of that.
That's awesome.
You came out a little bit later in life at 22. What was the breaking point?
Just the old man. Just the old man. I'm like, no. That's awesome. That's so awesome.
We have
that's what's changing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's changing.
Younger and younger.
Kids are coming out
Younger
in
and
high
younger.
school, junior high school. What was that breaking point for you? It was like, okay, I'm going to come out in this environment. There's a lot happening there.
Oh, I fell in love with a boy. I know.
So is the boys.
I know.
I came out because I broke up with a boy.
I know, but you know what? It's so funny because it's like so that relationship didn't last. You know, we dated for a long time, but I don't think I would have come out any other way. You know, I really loved this person, and I couldn't stand lying about it anymore. So that's what kind of pulled me out. But I don't know that I could credit myself with strength enough to be able to do that on my own. And especially at that age where, when I was pretty young, and I was still very reliant on my family, and I hadn't graduated college yet, and I didn't know what it was like to be an adult. So, it really took that to kind of pull me out, and I'm thankful for it.
I want to talk to both you guys about follow-ups. Girly put you on the map. Obviously, Hometown put you on the map.
Good work, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
That was beautiful. And even just the first opening segment, I'm like, why do you have to do this to be country singers? Always do it to me, and I get upset.
And the fact that the country music world embraced this video and this storytelling, like Billboard and Rolling Stone, but the actual country music fandom too.
Yeah, I mean, this ended up being the first queer-themed video that CMT ever aired. Which was, obviously it was my project, so I'm obviously proud of it. But I mean, I grew up watching that station, so I remember being like 8.
I watched it for different reasons.
I'm a country
all the
fan.
men in jeans.
I was country. I was country before country was cool.
Oh, I hear that.
I was one of the mandrels.
Yeah, you were. Louise.
That's going back up. That's going
the
back.
pretty one.
If any of you are following him and questioning me, I'm a country fan too.
Yeah, like that Reba shirt.
I live.
But I mean, I think it was important for queer people to finally get to see themselves in this genre that they love, but never see themselves in. So,
Good for you.
I don't know. It was a great day, and I actually spent it the morning with Ty, and I think watching him watch it, and getting to see. Another artist do something that he always wanted to, but couldn't.
But how?
I think it was
but he's right. How do you follow it up?
Well, so let me form this question a little bit better, because it's for both of you.
Yeah.
Both hit success.
I
know
his
that
answer,
that,
so I
that
can
you
steal
waited. No, but I want both of you, because you guys are telling the same story from totally different genres, different sides.
Yeah.
And John, I know you waited to release Rich. It was ready to go, and then you're like, let's hold it back a little bit.
Mental breakdown.
Okay, but so how do you deal with the pressure of the follow-up, and how did your creative process change?
Well, for me, coming off of Girly and it doing so well, I was not prepared for that at all. I had faced a life of adversity, being told you can't do it, and I was expecting far more, something to press against. And I had spent my entire life working on burning negativity to get me where I'm going, burning people not believing in me. So for people to suddenly show up and be like, yeah, I'm about this, wow. Couldn't handle it. I didn't know how to burn positivity and make that into art. And so Rich was ready. Rich was filmed. Rich was ready to go. But John Duff was not. So I went on a little journey through my own running away. I went to my hometown. I stayed there for a bit. I went to Canada. I did a record with the guys who did Alessia Carr's Here, and her first record that also isn't out. It was so deep and soulful, and I just wanted to prove that I could do my Joni Mitchell thing, that I could really go there. And then I came back and I'm like, okay, I think I'm ready. Music industry moves slow, very, very slow. Everything moves slow. So it's a good place to be in a way. But the follow up for me, no, it would have been so. I hate to say this. It's not a regret of mine because I don't have regrets, but it would have been so good to drop Rich when I was supposed to right after Girly. Rich would have absolutely gone viral. Absolutely. I have no question in my mind it would have gone viral.
Here's the thing. It's like when The Handmaid's Tale hit, we wanted to see the next season, but then season 4 or 5, which is kind of the same theme, it kind of loses its spark. Rich, you recaptured your audience.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, I'm the biggest bitch, so I don't give free compliments.
No.
But it's that same thing. It's like, okay, you could have put it out like you said, and then it would have been like, okay, that's that.
Wait till you see the next video we filmed. And we had a third video filmed already. But I was not there. And I lost it.
So your creative process was kind of the same then, because you were just like, generate.
I lost it though, Alex. If I'm being entirely honest with you, I had to hit a little bit of a bottom to realize, okay, John, there's some things and you need to be talking to someone. You need to go to a therapist. You need support. You need help because you have a lot of unsorted shit that I'm sure you know that gets highlighted.
Like, this guy's got
yeah. But when you get to a place and all the things are on you, and then all of a sudden you're like, it's all highlighted.
And that's the entertainment industry because they prey on your biggest insecurities, and you can't just work a 9-to-5 job. It's a little different.
No, he can help me out here.
Well,
do go.
No, but let's talk about this follow-up process and how you're, because you took your next music video in a totally different route.
Yeah, I mean,
What'd you do in the next one?
Right.
You stripped?
No, it was.
I think you have to. You don't want to be labeled that guy. You have to go in another direction.
I write the music that I want to write, and I try to make it season appropriate. So it was summer, and we put out a fun kind of rock country song, and it was on a beach, and just simple and fun, and I was proud of the music. And my director kept trying to push me in the ocean in a white T-shirt, and I was like, I will not do that. I think to answer your question about follow-ups, for me personally, the majority of my music is about being queer, and it's so funny because when I first came out, I think that was one of the things that a lot of people say, and it's what I said, oh, this is just a very small part of me, I'm not different, I am still me. Being queer is a really big part of me. It pervades most every piece of my life and my being, and I'm very proud of it, and I write a lot about it. And the great thing about country music is that, it is just basically like straight storytelling. So
can I say something?
Yeah.
Remember like when in the 90s when R&B and country used to cross over all the time, like All for One like was the same, like God must have spent a little time on You, which was NSYNC, which was totally R&B, it was not a pop song, like was Lone Star song, I'm pretty sure, and God must have spent a little more time on You.
I know what you're thinking, but I don't think that's it.
Well, that was one of them, though. And Nobody Knows by Tony Rich Project was covered by, I can't remember his name now. It was like, so these songs were moving from R&B into country because they're the most similar genres. They're the most emotionally based. They're the most like raw storytelling based things. And we've like lost that entirely. When bro country became big, like, we lost a lot of that. And this trap thing, we're losing it.
I think
we're bringing it back. We're bringing it back. We're bringing it back.
But do you really feel like there is a separate gay story that is to be told?
I do, and so I think that was the point I was trying to make. Is that I think that so yesterday I was driving down and Sam Hunt just released a song called Kinfolk that's really fun, and it's so great. And I'm sitting there listening to this song, and it's it's about I can't wait to take you home to meet my parents and where I grew up and all this stuff. I don't know many queer people that would say that. That's not my story. That's not a lot of my friends' story. I've never dated anyone that said, boy, I can't wait to take you home to meet mom and dad.
That's the story. That's the story we want to tell.
You should talk to my brother.
Absolutely.
He doesn't want them to meet.
Well, I mean, it's the story we want to tell, but it's not the story we can tell or something that's actually true for the majority of us. So it's like, it's not that every story has to be sad, but every story should be told. Mm-hmm. And so I just feel like
exactly right.
I just feel like that it's just missing because like a lot of queer people don't get to experience that, and that sucks.
Yeah.
It just really, really sucks, and it doesn't have to be that way. And so I think the first step to changing it is talking about it. And so if I can write a song that is that but not happy, and then lightheartedly talk about it afterwards, then I think that is an agenda to change.
Even better, write a song that says, you are not going to like my family as an empowering piece.
Sure. So how do you feel about like, for me, I consider myself like the self-appointed greatest Melissa Etheridge fan of all time.
Ooh.
Do you feel like her songwriting has evaded what makes her love life different and special? Like she bridges the gap of like what the straight world experiences, and we're all the same. We have the same feelings and emotions, and she just drives that out of me. I love her so much.
I think that is important and different and needed, and I just think it's one aspect of it,
Right.
you know. You know.
Oh, there are definitely things in a gay relationship that makes us unique and different.
This is what I love about this show, because we bring such different people together, such as like my mom literally goes and speaks at gay prides, and she's involved.
And gives us strength.
Yeah, and gives us strength. But like, so I haven't experienced that coldness from family. She's always been my family. And from, you're like, queer is what I want to be, or gay is what I want to be labeled. And it was like, I don't want to just be labeled as like, we have gay interviewer here. I was like, no, I want to have like the Tonight Show. Why does it have to be gay, gay, gay? We come from such opposite views of thinking, and this is what I love, because this is what's happening in our community, and the more we talk about it, because we come from totally different experiences.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that I'm like itching for that label. It's just, it is what I am. And so if that helps you
Also,
in some
Melissa
way.
Etheridge's album, by the way.
But I'm kind of like your mom, and I'm not far off in thinking that we have an obsession in this current generation with finding our identity in separation rather than in the things that make us similar.
Yes,
And what
we
you're
need to
saying about
find
what
our
you
label,
like about
label,
the
label,
Melissa
label.
Etheridge
Yes.
is awesome. My thing is, if you don't care so much, don't care. Because the whole point is we don't care. So, girl, I don't care. So, I'm just like, what the common ground is, we're all here in this human experience. We're all confused. No one knows what's really going on. We don't know when it's going to end. We don't know. We don't know. Is this a dream? Am I in charge? Is he in charge? Are we in charge? We're all here.
We're not even
And I think
in charge.
the whole world needs to take a deep breath.
Here we go.
Is it
On
trivia?
that
Wow,
note.
what a weird moment to start trivia. The most like Marianne Williamson I think I could say gets trivia.
That was a breath. Oh, you guys, I'll vomit. Okay.
She's sickening. Don't. Them?
Yeah.
I'm ready to see more. Take it off. Let's go. Bang. They're hot.
Okay, more Halloween trivia. Which magician died on October 31st? Harry Blackstone Sr., David Copperfield, Harry Blackstone Jr., or Harry Houdini? You guys go first. It's one answer.
Take it.
Houdini.
You know what? I'm going to go with the first one. I have no idea who he is.
Blackstone Jr.
Harry Blackstone Sr.
Yes, that's the right answer. Oh.
No. I just said, no, that was the first choice.
That's not
I
right.
didn't say that you won.
So that's who you go with.
Did
so
you
just
win?
Yes, that's the one I
Own it.
chose.
Okay. No.
Junior. I said Junior.
So he chose the other one.
It's Harry Houdini.
Son of
He died on Halloween. How scary.
No.
And you guys, he didn't even die doing a trick, which everybody, that's the mythology. He had
He died
stomach
once
issues.
he did the trick, and then he got stomach issues.
The trick did
I can't believe you died on Halloween.
True or false, Halloween tops Valentine's Day in candy sales. True or
You
false?
lost me at tops.
I'm going to go
say,
true.
I'm going to say false.
Wait, repeat the question.
Halloween tops Valentine's Day in candy sales.
Ooh, I'm gonna say false.
You said true?
Yeah.
It's true.
There's a lot more kids than there are couples.
I know, but I thought it was gonna be the opposite. You know, like what you think is gonna be right, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Charlie
Kids are
Brown.
greedy bitches. They just take.
Charlie Brown gets what in his trick or treat bag in It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, that's actually airing right now.
Cole.
It's
What do you mean it's airing
no,
right
it's
now?
it's a choice, bitch.
Wait, are we not on the air? Are they airing right now? Who's airing?
No, on ABC for the kids, people.
Girl,
with kids.
don't advertise that.
Is it 1, an apple, 2, a penny, 3, a rock, or 4, a cough drop?
Rock.
Yeah, I'm going with them. Rock.
Apple.
I'm old enough to know.
It's a rock.
Yes.
Damn it. Not The Rock, Dwayne.
I was around when it first aired.
Baby.
if it wasn't reruns,
So
like,
they're
oh, there's a
one
new
point ahead of
picture.
you. You still have to catch up a little bit.
Who's that?
We are.
I'm last.
By 1, and then it's you, and then, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
But still time to catch up.
Fuck.
All right, Kurt, is it
not a
time to take a second break?
It is a
but it
competition.
is. But
All
it
right,
is.
we're going to take a second break.
But it's not actually a real break.
It's a pause.
You keep lying about this. I want to pee.
No, you can't pee.
It's not a real.
Do you really have to pee?
No, I'll stay on.
Okay.
I'd
And we're
probably
back.
like it if I peed.
Oh, God. Okay.
No.
So, but in terms of a follow, oh my Lord, you guys. In terms of follow up, I want to take a look at Rich, John, which is your follow up.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very dangerous video for me because when I heard you were coming out with a new video, I was like, great. And then I watched it, I'm like, oh crap, this is very dangerous. On the surface, it pokes fun at and Instagram stars, the Kardashians.
A million ways to look at it.
But at the same time, it's also a celebration because you also feature some social media stars.
But it's also totally mocking all of it.
Right, but this is the true definition of a parody because it still pays respect.
Well, satire.
And your success has been fueled by social media, and so it's this tightrope walk.
The other social media stars that are in it, like the Cock Destroyers, do we know Chris Crocker, Justin Jedlicka, they're all in on the job. They're not people who are like real.
That's what I mean.
Girl, there's some of the girls out there, and I'm not going to name any names, but they think they're spiritual healers, and they're like out on a mountain traveling with a shirt off. They're not in the video for a reason because they're not in on the gag. My girls are in on the gag. They came here to get money,
which I love because there's that understanding of, it's. Let's just take a look at Rich.
Yeah. What part are we watching? No, jump to the part where the thing starts scrolling.
And pat our hips.
I edited this video.
Fuck your plans.
Let's bump our lips. Plastic products out here selling it.
Ain't on me, it keeps me relevant.
We love Rebecca Moore. Bitch. I know you wish. This is my favorite part of the video, though, when the feed starts scrolling and we like,
and then
it's the fire like, and we like, and then we like that, and then life just goes on.
That's what I'm telling you, is that you're giving a commentary, and of course recreating the paper.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fed in your ass for the hell of it, life's a ball with the bell of it, bitch.
We just exist.
Okay, we saw.
Okay.
Oh, I look right there too.
So, but that's what I mean.
That was Notre Dame on fire, the last thing.
That was really good.
Thanks.
But it is a commentary on what's happening and what we're actually liking, and that your fans are part of the social media world.
We all are part of it.
That's true. I hate doing social media every day, but we have to do it.
Same, girl.
Right?
I say I hate Instagram.
We all hate it. Do we all hate it?
Well, you didn't reshare the show, so I know you did.
How do you
No, they
reshare?
did.
I just tried to turn it on, but you told me to turn it off.
It's just. Oh, I have a live on right now.
That's what I was trying to do it.
That's why I put the hat up.
I'm teasing, but it's such a pain in the ass. It's like, why can't we just go back to creating? What kind of feedback have you gotten from this? Because you kind of call people out in our own community.
No, it really wasn't negative. I think everyone agrees with like what he just said and what we all said. Like, if we could give this up, we would. And that kind of scares me in a way. Like, everyone's like, yeah, I agree. This is disgusting. And I don't know what else to say because there was no one that was like, you're wrong. Everyone was like, yeah. There were people who missed the plot altogether and were like, Kardashians. Like, and they're not.
They're idiots.
Yeah, correct. I can't wait to sell more records to them. But the truth is, I think we're all fed up. I think we're all at a point where we're so sick of comparing ourselves to other people. We're so sick of...
Who has so many likes, who has all this, when half of it's manufactured.
At the same time, it makes us so numb to like when real tragedies happen. Okay. When these big things, we spend 2 days and we're like, #Je suis Paris, and then all of a sudden we're like, like back to my cock. Like, I really think it's, or a picture of your ass with #Je suis Paris, which a lot of these fucking homos do.
I thought at some point that they were hiding the likes. I thought they were hiding
how
many
supposed
followers.
It happened in Canada. Do you know it happened in Canada? They did it as a test. They got so much
backlash.
It was sponsorship because they get some income from that sponsorship that everybody does, and it wasn't going to work in America. But
that was Kanye West's idea. That was Kanye West's idea to hide the likes.
Impressed.
Because he lost.
And he went to them and said that. And, by the way, people want the likes, and that's the problem.
No,
you get
it's
a little
the worst part of it.
You get a little serotonin every time you get one. It's like hitting a drug.
Like when you see the students at
Not a good
school,
drug.
and that's all they focus on. That's all they want.
It's like,
is,
that's
is
what their value
they
is,
want
and that's not
followers.
true.
They want
Really?
the likes.
Yeah.
In the middle school level?
Oh my God, yeah, absolutely.
What
It's-
subject are you teaching?
History and English.
Okay.
that's
Sixth grade, though.
Sixth
11
grade.
year olds.
Which like history,
They're 11.
bye, you know?
Right.
Can you imagine if Shakespeare had an Instagram? It'd be like another sad story. Swipe through.
Yeah.
Like really, like that's what we're talking
Can
about.
I ask
it's
you a
evil.
question?
It's evil. It's evil. It's
Do
evil.
you think teaching history is institutionalizing depression?
That's a whole other show.
No, not at all.
Because of its current life.
Just
is
need to
worse.
blow right past that one.
I'm just kidding.
Brandon, I want to know how did you get through that period after coming out? Because you literally had to just leave everything. You didn't have the security of like, oh well, at least I can go to this friend's house or be here or stay here. You literally left everything for coming out. How did you get through that period?
Well, I mean, it's not entirely true. You know, I was I had this conversation recently with someone saying that if I had come out a year earlier, or had been forced out a year earlier, my life would be much different. Because at 22, I was dancing on the Taylor Swift tour, and I had that job, which was kind of kept me financially in check.
Which tour?
I danced on the Fearless tour.
Cool.
One of
and
those
she actually
OGs.
paid her dancers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I had met my first queer couple in Nashville that I met through school, and so when I came out, I had queer friends, I had a paycheck, and I could support myself both financially and emotionally. And that wasn't true a year prior. So, I do work with a charity called Launchpad in Nashville, and they take in homeless youth. And a lot of them are me the year before I came out. And it makes me really, really sad because I just got lucky. And so, that's my story. But it's not everyone's, and so I feel like I got lucky, but I do a lot of work with them because I see myself in them a lot.
Brandon, where were you when you heard that Rolling Stone said Hometown was top country music video?
I was getting coffee. I was my manager Ryan, who you thought was my boyfriend, which I think is so.
I thought I made so many inappropriate comments. He's like, "We're gonna go work." I'm like, "I'm sure you're gonna go work." In my big bravado, I made about 10 comments because we were on the cruise, the kayak cruise, by the way. I kept making these comments. I'm like, "I'm gonna get him in a drink." I'm sure you're gonna get him. And no matter what he said, I was like,
It's hard to be too much, Alex. I told you.
But I
do it quite well.
I was grabbing coffee, and Ryan called me, and he was my roommate. Is also directed the video, and he was like, "You need to go home, be with him." And then he called me and told us. So, we moved the coffee table, did a couple cartwheels, and we were good.
Oh.
Who did you call first or text first when you heard that news?
I don't know. I feel like my circles are small. So, my people were pretty close. I live with my boyfriend and one of my best friends. So, we celebrated in-house.
John, when Girly became a hit, who was it that you called or texted first?
Do you want to know the truth?
Yeah, I do.
Wait,
you say
the
Todd
song
Call,
or
we're
the
canceling
video?
the show. The video.
I don't. You know what the thing about the Todrick situation is? I don't know what his agreement was with anyone, and we all have to remember that. We don't know because I've had people in my videos that I haven't paid, but that was our agreement. And so if people want to come out,
It's all about the agreement.
right? It's
People
all about
are
the
waiting for
agreement. So if
invoices.
people want to come out after though and say that someone didn't pay them though, we have to see the agreement in writing to know that. But here's my thing. Sorry, I know Todrick personally.
Well, I digress.
And he's been nice to me.
Where's this going?
Well, I'm sure.
Yeah, okay. Sorry. Anyway, the question was me, when Girly came out, who did I call? Oh my God. Bianca Del Rio and I were neighbors, Roy, and I called him and I was like...
He's so funny and Girly, by the way. That bathroom, Charlie's Angels
Well,
fight
he's the
was
whole
amazing.
reason why it all happened. He and I were at dinner one night and we'd known each other for years from New York, and he said, what are you doing? And I was like, well, I'm making music. And he said, can I hear something? And I played him Girly. And he said, this is actually good. And I was like, oh, thanks. And he's like, no, like gay people don't make good music. And I was like, I just think everyone should do what they want to do. And he was like, no, this is like, what do you want? And I was like, well, I actually want this music video and this is what I want to do. Ba, 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 ba. He said, well, do you want drag queens? And I said, sure. And he said, who? And I said, well, you and Willem. Those were the two I thought of at the top. Willem's so in brand with me, and he just sold out freaking Carnegie Hall. Shout out to Bianca Del Rio, the first solo drag queen to sell out Carnegie Hall, to play Wembley Arena. Oh my God, can we believe this is what we're talking about? Little steps in the door.
Yeah. But it takes talent. You can't just be a drag queen. You can't just be an Instagram star. You can't just put some theme with you. You have to have the talent.
Well, that's why just recently Elton John, did you hear that comment about how, in his opinion right now, there's only one performer left in the world right now, and that's Gaga.
Oh, I thought he said me.
Nah. No, but the idea of like, you got to be able to do it live. You got to,
sure.
Like, you mean? Like,
1,000%.
Well, that's slightly unfair because there are great vocalists out there, like
vocalists, sure,
like my girl Kelly Clarkson.
But a performer,
like, she performs live. Pink is one of the best live performers. She could perform.
Oh my God, Pink! Yeah, how do we override Pink as being like the hardest working woman in show business?
We actually have a surprise for our listeners. We have a live performance tonight.
Hi. Oh my God!
Talking about follow-up, what I wanted to play was...
It wasn't my Harry Connick Jr. moment? No.
Yeah, why didn't I get asked about my karaoke?
That was an appetizer. What is your karaoke?
Try a little tenderness, Otis Redding.
Ooh, it's nice too. And Freddie?
Oh, hell no.
No, I know you have a karaoke.
We're doing it at the end. We're doing it at the end. We're doing it at the end. We're doing it at the end.
So I wanted to play Top Shelf, which was your follow-up.
Yeah.
Which was a very fun, kind of energetic on the beach. Which you need to go find on YouTube, but you want to share something else with us.
Yeah, I mean, so like I said, I'm working on this new record that comes out in February. It's just an EP, but they're all kind of things that we were talking about, just songs about, the queer experience, and some of them are happier than others, but I think they're all hopeful, and I think that was kind of what I was wanting to do. Hometown was my song to say, I'm thankful for the things that I went through because they made me who I am, and that's someone that I'm proud of.
Amen.
And I believe that. But I've had to be very honest with myself over the past, year or so, and admit that I really struggle in my path to peace. And what that
everyone does.
Yeah, and what that looks like in my own life.
Yep.
And one of the things that has really helped me is to try to see the humanity in the people around us, and that includes the people that treated me so badly. Anyway, so I wanted to write a song about that, and it's going to be the single that comes out in February. I am not a guitar player. And my Ty, I played at a show for him, and he said, just pretend like you're in your living room. It's going to be fine. I was at the first show where Casey Musgraves played for herself, and she had to restart that song 4 times. So I'm telling you that to say, if I don't have to restart this song 4 times, I'm better than Casey Musgraves.
That's awesome.
This song is called Hurt People. My mama was raised in a little house right on the Georgia line. Middle of 3 to a mother who drank way too much sometimes. She left home when she turned 18 for a different kind of life. She fell for somebody with some southern charm she thought just might treat her right. She became a mother, became a wife, and they got used to the way they'd fight. So the cycle keeps going, and now it's his heart that's broken. You can hide your scars, ignore your pain, but it all comes out in other ways. And you don't know when, so you're living on pins and needles.
So we do our best getting through our days, but deep down it feels like we're all the same. Nobody's good, nobody's evil, but hurt people hurt people. Hurt people hurt people. I knew they wouldn't understand, but I told them anyway. And 10 years later, I'm still waiting for time to heal this pain. My daddy said, I want you to know that we're not proud of you. So I left home all on my own, just like hurt people do. They always told me, got your mother's eyes, and I saw it clearly as we both cried. And the cycle keeps going. Now it's my heart that's broken. You can hide your scars, ignore your pain, but it all comes out in other ways. And you don't know when, so you're living on pins and needles. So we do our best, getting through our days, but deep down it feels like we're all the same. Nobody's good, nobody's evil, but hurt people hurt people. Hurt people hurt people. You can hide your scars, ignore your pain, but it all comes out in other ways. And you don't know when, so you're living on pins and needles. So we do our best, getting through our days, but deep down it feels like we're all the same. Nobody's good, nobody's evil. Nobody's good, nobody's evil. But hurt people hurt people. Hurt people hurt people.
Woohoo! Look at you, little Dolly Parton. Dear God.
I think he big leagued us on the guitar thing.
I was just saying, I'm glad you don't play the guitar because that would have been great.
Oh my gosh! And you keep it so cold in here. My hands are like.
It's my Latino beat. We have to keep it cold.
Well, you didn't stop 4 times.
I know. So as I said,
You are
better
better
than
than
Casey
Casey
Musgraves.
Musgraves.
There we go.
You're better, and you're gayer too.
So beautiful.
But it's this storytelling
That
that no
was-
matter, because we all come from such different stories, you just feel something, and it's like we just get back into our own mind, and
That was great.
Thank
That
you.
we all
I have a
relate.
lot of thoughts running through my head
shit.
right here.
You guys, it's trivia again.
Oh, we're
Thank
back.
Be nervous.
More questions I can't answer. Hooray.
no, but Kurt hasn't had an emotion since they made him into one of the lightsabers at the whatever.
I'm dying.
Brandon, that was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. I'm excited to put that out, and my my good friend Cam is going to feature on it if you're
It's not out yet?
It's not. It comes out in
That's
February.
Oh, fun.
So a little
We got
sneak,
the sneak peek.
little sneak peek. Yeah.
So I'm
Cam-
gonna clip it. I'm gonna sell. This.
I'm excited. Cam is a wonderful artist and
You mean Cam is a female Cam?
female Cam.
She's putting it out?
She's gonna feature on it, so she's gonna do the harmonies.
Dude.
I know. which is
Because you
pretty-
can.
Because you can. But yeah, and she's a really big, fierce advocate for queer people. And yeah, so I'm really excited to have her on the record.
Okay, before we get to our Halloween winner of the candle,
We know who it is.
no, it's you guys are neck and
only
neck.
by one.
You
I've
did.
given up.
I thought
No,
they said
Brandon.
I thought they
Don't
said.
give up.
I thought they
Song.
said before we
Write a
know.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
Brandon, you grew up in a very conservative environment, and we have seen so many interviews that ask you about that. But I want to know, how did it affect your life in a positive way?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things you get to do, after coming out is you have to. A lot of people would say, "Who are you? Tell me who you are." And as much as you don't have to do that, and whoever's listening, you don't have to do that.
No.
I felt like I did. And so I started to try to define myself at a very young age. But in doing that, I got to know a lot about myself. And, I felt like I had like the midlife crisis that people have like in their 40s, but I had it at like 22. But
I'm out.
but I felt like I got, I got to really know myself in a deep way and really become, figure out how to be proud of that person. So I've always felt very grateful for that.
Right, guys.
I have to pee so bad.
You have about 10 minutes left. Do you need to go pee right now?
I have to pee like really bad.
Okay, so we're going to do
No, like one of your middle school students.
studio.
I feel like that.
We're going to do Halloween questions, and you have to go pee.
Okay,
And,
Halloween questions, and then
You just had lunch. You can't go.
What group started the superstition of the black cat? Native Americans, New Orleans voodoo practitioners, Mexican gypsies, or pilgrims?
I refuse to say gypsies, so I'm going with B.
Gypsies is actually a code of honor in my life.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go with voodoo because I feel like it's the
Voodoo? Okay.
voodoo
Okay.
people.
New Orleans voodoo.
Do I want to go with gypsies for the negligence? I'm going with gypsies for the negligence because
Okay.
he won't.
New Orleans voodoo.
Oh, you guys are wrong. It's the pilgrims.
I meant the pilgrims. That's what I meant.
I'm obsessed with pilgrims. I dress like one every day.
They thought... What pilgrim are you looking at? They thought black cats were witches. What is banned in Hollywood on October 31st with a fine of $1,000 that is actually enforced, and you will get a ticket, and you do have to pay? Is it...
Parking on Santa Monica Boulevard?
No.
Drinking and driving.
No!
Oh.
My show, bitch.
10,000. I'm just kidding.
Silly string, toy guns, costumes that consist of only underwear, or water guns.
I feel like
Silly string.
I feel like toy guns and water guns are way too similar. I'm going to go with toy guns.
I'm going with water guns.
It's silly string.
Damn it.
Fuck it.
I feel like you guys slipped them the answers.
You have one more question, then go pee.
But they were beating me.
Which president has been seen haunting the White House more than the others?
Oh, I know this.
George Washington, JFK, Teddy Roosevelt, or Abraham Lincoln?
You're the American.
Oh, jeez.
I actually thought about that when I wrote that. I was
Yeah,
like,
but
oh.
he's a teacher. You should know this.
No. He's like,
Lincoln.
Roosevelt.
I'm going to say Lincoln because they have all the right
was
answers.
gonna say
Because you
Washington.
gave it to them.
it's Lincoln.
I knew it!
Fucking cocksuck myself.
Go pee really fast.
Where do I go?
Like literally in
Where?
2 seconds because we have to have a show.
I'm going to.
All right, you guys. So you guys won the Equality California.
Oh, I love it.
We will burn it with pride.
Dirty bartender. I love it.
So we kind of talked
smells
about
pretty.
your family's reaction, but obviously you've become successful. You came back to your hometown.
Nice.
Is there just silence?
Yeah, I mean, because I think that...
That would be a positive, I think.
Well,
No, I mean,
it's I don't know, it's complicated, and I think that most stories are I come from a very conservative, strict Southern Baptist family, and they are often find themselves torn between their religious views and their son
What-
and sibling.
yeah. What brought your mom there? Like for my personal story, I came from I come from an incredible.
he has a great story coming out.
Yeah. Well, no, there's
I've
that.
never
but-
heard this.
No, but there's that. But there's the story that relates to your situation. We got married 12 years ago, 13 years ago, and my father came to us, and he knew they're very Catholic, and he knew what was happening. People were whispering, and then family was the boys are getting married. And he actually, before the actual invitation, he actually came to us and said, "Listen, boys, I know," and he loved Jason, he adored Jason, but he said, "Listen, I don't want you to invite me or us to the wedding because it goes against everything we believe in. It's a mockery to us. We won't be there. So just don't invite us." And I'm like, you know what? I am going to invite you because I'm wanting you there. It's your choice to not want to come.
Yeah.
And my mom, caught wind of all this, and she is her own person, and she went to all her priests. She goes to 3 different churches. She kind of circulates, and she asked them. She's like, my son, I love him to death. I love his boyfriend, and they're getting married. They're getting married in Canada. Everybody's excited about it. My husband says I can't go. We can't go. It's a mockery. And each priest said to her, Catholic priest said to her, "Do you love your son?" And she's like, "Absolutely. I mean, that's why I'm asking you. I want to be there. I love my son." Then they're like, "You need to be there. You need to be there."
Like four different priests. She went to 4 because one wasn't enough.
And she and not that she doesn't think for herself, but she believes in her church. She's respectful of my father and the marriage and all that. And she just said, "I'm going." She invited her sister as her date, and they went together to Canada to celebrate us. And my dad stayed home. But so when you said your mom was there at the concert and not anybody else, I was just like, it took me right to when we were holding each other's hands, saying our vows to each other in front of everybody. I looked down at my mom with this big smile, and she was there with her sister. That mother's love is nothing like anything else. So like, what was her story?
Yeah, I mean, it's this just happened, so we're still I'm sorting it out in my brain. It's I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I think that she loves her son, but it's complicated. Mm-hmm. She has, a husband and a children and grandchildren that kind of reinforce a belief system that is does not
mm-hmm.
is not loving and not accepting of queer people. So I think she feels very internally conflicted. But
the conflict is so active that it allowed her to even get there. So she's on the other side of that conflict. Yeah, which is because even this was 12 years ago, 13 years ago. My mom is still working through that stuff. Yeah. But at least she fought for you.
Yeah, and I think people that were there with me, they were like, we kind of felt like walls were coming down, mm-hmm. And it was actually a great atmosphere because she was sitting front row center watching this all unfold, and I was singing. I sang Hometown, I sang Hurt People, I closed with Hurt People, and just everyone there knew kind of her role and her part to play in my coming out story, which was really painful for me. But it was a sense people were rubbing her back and squatting beside her as she sat. And it was more like, we understand your role, but good for you for being here, mm-hmm. and for supporting your son. And I don't know, it felt like a push forward.
It would have been a very different day if she didn't come.
Yeah. Yes, it would. So I was thankful.
There's also, and I want our viewers, some people can become your family without being blood.
Absolutely.
You are so lucky that your mom came there. I've been lucky that my mom is beside me. There are people that never have that moment where their family gets to see them perform. And so I'm telling you guys, your friends can support you. You support you. Live your life. I'm just getting emotional.
It's true.
Yeah. And I've been when blood wasn't there, I had community that was, and I've been equally grateful for that. So,
okay, we have to wrap up the show, and I have pages and pages of notes. Real fast, John Cubby, your movie debut. Mm-hmm. We know you're a little sassy, and you're a little your own powerhouse. Being on a set is different because you're told what to do, how to say it. How was your creative approach different?
No, I just showed up and beat myself. And actually, I was supposed to have one scene, and they wrote in 2 more for me because I ended up being so. No, I'm not. I'm not literally not lying. They screened the film, and they did a talk back, and they said he's good, and they wrote more scenes around me. I hate to say that being yourself always in every situation and never backing down from who you are is actually the best thing you can do for yourself.
But
Which he already knows. We all know this. But as an actor, I was cast as a role that I'm like, I see myself in this. I know how I am this person, and I know how to be this person. He's being a horrible bitch. I know how to be a horrible bitch because so many people already see me that way when I know what my intent is. And in 2019, we view everything with emotional intent rather than logic to say, is this person actually caring about me or are they being mean? We just automatically go, everyone's mean to me. That's 2019.
That's exactly right. You guys. Another episode of On the Rocks is done and gone. Who wants to do rapid fire first?
Sure.
Fred and Jason.
Uh-oh.
Yes. If you were going to fight about one thing, what is it going to be about?
Driving.
Oh, we got it. We said traffic. He said driving.
Who's the worst driver?
We have different reasons. I'm aggressive, and he doesn't know where he's going.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true.
One costume idea one of you has always wanted to do, but the other has said a definite no. Oh, I think I hit a sore spot.
No, we haven't had anything.
No, but he would go more
naked,
more skin showing, and I would go less skin showing, and so we kind of meet in the middle.
He has low self-esteem. No, just kidding.
No,
no, it's true. He has a beautiful body, and
the reality.
Girl, it's hard out here for a gay.
I've lived in LA longer.
Hello, who are you looking at? Of course, I know.
I've lived in LA longer, so I've been in this kind of body economy longer. So it's just what I'm used to. He's only been here for the last 15 years. I've been here for 30 years. So for me, it's just natural to be like shirtless for Halloween. It's not so natural because he's usually like in a banana suit or something like that back in Canada.
I don't even walk around shirtless in my house. Growing up with my mother, I would never
That's
walk
not
around
according to the
shirtless
webcam that we patched in.
Yeah. No, I don't.
No, it's anyways. So
but I've gone to Halloweenie every year, and I always wear my brand of a suit, and I've always felt welcome. So.
Yes,
absolutely. No, there's all
your brand of a suit.
Your
suit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Do
you have a suit company?
He has a design.
He's Ryan
Yes, I do.
Seacrest.
My brand of a suit.
I do. I have 2 suitors. Okay, Lifetime Network is making a movie about your relationship because we know Lifetime Holiday. They're preempting Golden Girls for their goddamn Christmas films. What is the name of your movie?
Oh,
God.
I have it.
Do it.
Pay it forward.
Oh, it is. That's it.
Oh,
God damn. Who is your celebrity hall pass for each other?
But we share everything.
No, not one that you would send them off with a celebrity.
so cute.
I mean,
Say anything
There's
about that.
hundreds.
I mean,
No, just one that he would walk off with one, and you'd be like,
that would
okay.
just never happen.
Yeah.
There's no hall pass.
That's not an option.
Okay, who's the celebrity then that you're bringing into your bedroom?
Oh, I mean,
God.
Who do we admire?
Ashley or Jessica Simpson, that is.
It's gonna be Tom Hardy, I know.
Oh man,
Dear Lord.
I don't know.
I mean, when I was 13, I would have said John. No.
You would have said David Hasselhoff?
No.
Mark
Oh, yeah.
Bo and Luke Duke.
Yeah.
He was Bo. I was Luke.
Yeah, that's okay. That's good.
John Snyder. John
Dukes of
Snyder's name-
Hazzard.
He was Tom.
Tom
Tom Wolpat.
From Dukes of Hazzard.
There you go.
But-
Okay.
Aging ourselves.
I'd be any older.
Trump shows up at Halloweenie. What do you say to him?
Oh, there's no way.
Aren't we supposed to be open?
No. You know what? He's one. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm not Ellen with him. I am not doing it. I just there's no. He's done too much. There's too much pain. There's too much. He's done too many evil things.
Whereas I'm the opposite. I would have brought him in. Like,
No. My question is, what do you say to him when he shows up at the queue line for Halloweenie?
The line's back there.
No. I couldn't even look at him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fred and Jason, where can people find you? Where can we buy tickets? This Friday?
Halloweenie.com. We still have a couple cabanas left. We sold out VIP last week. We would love for you to come. General admission is still available as well. Halloweenie LA, or our hashtag is Weenie LA. Yeah, we're simple.
I love you guys. And the after party at their house is still happening, just so you know. All right, who's next?
I'll go next.
John Duff, song in your playlist that we would be most surprised to know that you listen to.
Probably all of them. My top 25 most played is going to shock you. But besides now, Joni Mitchell, the version that she sang at the Grammys when she was like, girl, nothing.
That surprised me.
That's my number one most played on my iTunes. So that would shock you.
Joni Mitchell never lies.
Oh, Janet Jackson.
She lies.
Don't even. Continue.
Just her face. Just her face.
Don't make me angry.
John Duff, you can go back in time and be the original artist of any single in any time. What song is it that you're the original artist?
Well, we go back to Janet Jackson. Love Will Never Do Without You.
Oh, okay.
This is rapid fire. Keep going.
John Duff, you've been on stage in musical theater. You've been on stage at many prides. You've been at concerts. Worst on stage mishap?
Oof. When I did the X Factor, the TV show, and they completely rigged the entire thing against me, but that's another thing.
I actually have notes. You categorize yourself as the male Katy Perry. They dismissed you as strange.
Before that, what you don't see on TV, they asked me if I was transgender. And that was before I ever sang a song. And then they asked me to sing songs. So actually, they had a real strategy going while my mom's backstage.
Of course
my dad,
they do.
Yeah, they really played the game. But here's the deal, Paula Abdul. Straight up now, tell me, do you really want to love me forever? Every note was on pitch, and I bet you could never do that in your whole fucking life because you couldn't even do it on the fucking record, as Whitney Houston said.
Well, you get more views than her new. Anyway, John Duff, biggest pet peeve when watching other performers? Like, because I know, like, when we see other singers...
Oh, the too cool for school thing. The whole new thing where they want to walk around and act like they don't really have to do that much. It's like, I'm just too good. I shouldn't even be doing this for you guys. And I'm telling you, it's every single artist that's out right now.
Mariah does that.
No, Mariah Carey actually is a brand. Mariah Carey is an icon, and Mariah Carey has worked her entire life to be this. She's been 30 years in the spotlight to become a person who just stands there. And I pay for it because I like it. I like the diva thing. We called her a diva for years, and now she's it. Here's the thing I don't like. These girls that are like, I'm cool. I'm going to wear sunglasses on stage and do this. Snap to the side. Girl, I'm not naming names, but you already know who I'm talking about. Everyone already knows who I'm talking about.
Yep,
the end. Not into it.
John Duff.
Yes.
Movie musical of your life.
Yeah.
What A-lister is playing you in this movie musical?
Fred Savage, because I looked like him when I was growing up.
I said A-lister.
Oh.
Well, I love Fred Savage, but he's not an A-lister.
I don't know, darling. I don't actually like, I just saw the Judy movie, and I'm a huge Judy Garland fan. I'm a huge fan of Over the End of the Rainbow.
We had her last musical director on this show talking about the years that are...
But the musical, the play that was on Broadway with Tracy Bennett playing the role that it's based on, and I'm like, why wasn't Tracy it? Why was Renee it? I want a real actor to play me. I mean, no, not that Renee's not a real actor.
Take what's Guardians of the Galaxy? What's his name?
Chris Pratt.
Take him.
Oh yeah, Chris Pratt. I could totally see that.
Take him.
Chris Pratt. John Duff, where can our viewers and listeners find you?
Just Google me. No, I'm just kidding. That's like that last time we did an interview. At I am John Duff. Instagram, Twitter. No, I was John Duff on Twitter.
I tried to find you on Twitter. And
no, I was John Duff because I said something offensive in January and then they deleted me. No, someone hijacked my profile and put up a bunch of mean stuff about me. It's my life. I don't care.
God. I love this show. Brandon Stansell.
Hi. I'm gonna preface this by saying I'm not gonna be good at this. Not good on the spot.
You can play a little strums if you want to accompany it.
Make this a song.
You have to record a duet with any performer that has passed. Who is it?
Elvis.
Work.
I don't think he'd share the spotlight with you, but
okay,
that's good.
I really like Elvis. I grew up listening to him.
Do you go to Graceland?
Yes. Well, I grew up in Chattanooga.
I've been to Chattanooga, the Choo Choo.
Yes.
But his stages of talent from his early, Heartbreak Hotel to his later years, I love that. One genre of music that would terrify you to do a whole album with?
Rap. Actually, anything other than country, pretty much.
You would choose rap over heavy metal though?
Yeah, definitely.
I can see him too.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do
rap is
musical
lyrical.
theater?
Rap is like, that's intense.
But rap is lyrical and heavy metal is
But it's
like,
very judgmental, by the way.
It doesn't have to be judgmental. It's
It
intense.
also requires.
It's quick. It's fast.
I was about to say
my tongue doesn't work that fast.
Okay.
Maybe that's why I like rap. You get to judge people.
Strangest fan request or comment.
That's not appropriate. I'll pick a different one.
No. Is it?
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
You're so cute.
I've had weird things asked of me.
What's like the weirdest that you can share?
I don't know. Pass. Give me a different one.
I love you.
Oh, there's no pass.
There's no pass.
Was it about like your socks or something?
No, I don't know.
Okay, because
I'm
I heard from
No,
the chat room
underwear.
it was about your socks. Somebody asked for your socks.
Sweet.
Okay, strangest habit, hobby, or talent that would surprise us.
I was a diver. I used to dive. Yeah.
No clue.
Yeah, I dove all through high school, and I was a
Like
gymnast
deep
for a
sea?
long time.
It's called heterosexual.
Deep sea dive or
No, like-
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
springboard?
like a competitive diver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
spring-
that other
Oh,
gay
like
kid.
from the
Forward.
like
a
yeah.
spring-
That other gay kid, Tom. What's his?
Right.
What's his?
Greg Louganis. Yeah.
No, what's
No.
the one?
Tom Likas? No, Tom.
No.
Tom.
Tom Likas.
That gay kid. The gay one.
Tom.
All
yeah,
the stress that they've had from whatever is all released. Brandon, the biggest country living stereotype that is actually true.
Oh, big hair. It's a
so
thing.
true.
Yeah,
God.
Jack to Jesus.
well, and when I get ready for my shows, I usually do my hair up really
little tease
big,
in the show.
and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "It needs to say yes, I will accept that country music award."
How do you do your hair big though?
Yeah.
cool.
just the coiffed. You know, I gotta get it up.
Yeah, and you unroll that little tail.
Yeah.
Brandon, tell our viewers and listeners where they can find you.
Yeah, BrandonStansell.com. Everything that you could want to know and more
Spell
is there.
Stansell, by the way.
Stansell.
All right. We're going to play a little trailer of Halloweenie, and then
Oh gosh.
it's super quick, and then I'm going to tell you what's coming on the show next. You're going to freak out. This is Halloweenie this Friday at the Belasco.
I don't
Kurt.
know what this is. It's very intense.
It's very dramatic.
Well, it's hell, isn't it?
It's out. With them.
It's
hot
time
guys.
to turn up the heat, y'all.
No.
This is a fun, sweet little party.
You guys, it's awesome.
Thank
Wherever
you.
you
I was waiting for nudity. What was that? Come on.
Oh, you'll see it on Friday.
Come to the party.
Anyway, coming up, who do we
Emphasis
have
on
coming up?
come.
We have singer-songwriter Lisa Loeb is coming to visit.
Wow,
We'll talk about her
we
new
love
album.
I missed you.
What do you guys sound like? Wow,
You
this
say-
sounds
You're gonna
amazing.
park our van
Yes.
out
I only hear what I want to. I don't listen hard. I don't pay attention to the distance that you're running through anyone, anywhere. Don't understand if you're really here. I'm only hearing negatives. No.
That's Lisa Loeb.
Who is it?
She's coming to talk about
I want a serious
should've
name
part
that
of
tune
little-
contest to that song where you had to sing the rest of the
love
lyrics,
her.
and I won.
I
It was
love
the big rant part, and I was like, "Girl, I got
So
this."
she's coming to talk about her follow-up album that she just released
We
last
love
week.
her. Great
we also
classic.
have hot veterinarian turned Animal Planet Instagram star Dr. Avon Anton, and I know all you guys.
Oh, I know his song too. Woof, who let the dogs out?
No.
Wow. We also have 8-time Academy Award nominee V. Neil, makeup artist. She is responsible for Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands, Mrs. Doubtfire, Hunger Games, Pirates of the Caribbean, and more. On the Rocks is the place to be because you never know
really
who's going to
is.
show up, you guys. And I'm going to see you at Palm Springs Pride. You guys, give yourself a hand.
Hey.
I love you guys. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank you.
This has been On the Rocks with Alexander, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Universal Broadcasting Network. Find me on Facebook on the Rocks Radio Show. Tweet me or Instagram me at On the Rocks On Air. See you next Tuesday.